Hey guys, it's Dave, and today I want to talk to you about the choices we all make in life. And as I do so, I want to do it through the context of a Jim Rohn quote. And the Jim Rohn quote is that we must all suffer one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret and disappointment. And what that quote really means to me is that you sort of have two choices about how you can go about today. You can either take the bull by the horns, get busy, and get to work and start making some progress, or you can do nothing. Tomorrow is when the pain of regret sets in. Today it's about the pain of discipline. Tomorrow it's about the pain of regret. So I want to sort of give you a couple of examples of how that's worked in my life. The first one is with health and fitness. You know, at age 36, I found myself being exhausted doing things like playing golf. For a 36-year-old man, that's really not okay, in my opinion. Okay, and I didn't feel good about myself. And I sort of continued to just suffer through this pain of regret and disappointment. And the way I did it was, I said, well, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start Monday. I don't want to start on Wednesday, I'll start Monday. Well, I don't want to start in the middle of the month. I'll wait till the end of the month, or the beginning of the month, or after Thanksgiving, or after Christmas, or after New Year's, or after the March Madness tournament, or after the 4th of July. And I just kept on keeping on with that pattern, always preferring to suffer the pain of regret and disappointment over the simple pain of discipline, doing something every single day. On January 1st of 2007, I was a New Year's resolution kid. I recommitted myself to my health and fitness. I'd done it before and I lost a bunch of weight and I gained it all right back because I wasn't committed to it. I recommitted myself to my health and fitness, and I simply made the choice to suffer the pain of discipline every day. I chose to start working out. I chose to eat right. I chose to learn about nutrition and learn what the different foods that I was putting in my body how they impacted my body, what they did for me, how many calories I needed to eat, how frequently, what foods, all of that stuff. Committed to learning that. And my health and fitness dramatically changed. Okay, dramatically changed. I lost about 40 pounds. Have completed P90X and Insanity and Les Mills Pump and Body Beast and a bunch of other programs. I've also competed in 12 or 13 triathlons. I've kind of lost track. But my health and fitness dramatically changed because I accepted the pain of discipline on a daily basis over the pain of regret and disappointment. The other area that's happened for me is my business. I looked at myself again around age 36. And I was a successful young lawyer. I practiced for about 7 years at that point. And, I had a nice little practice going. And I was making pretty good money, But I had two problems. The first one was I wasn't happy. And that was really the big one. And unhappiness causes you to make a lot of decisions. And one of the decisions I was making was to spend pretty much every dime I was making. Well, I found out later the reason I was probably doing that was because I wasn't happy. So I was looking for material things to make me happy. Maybe if I just have that Mercedes, I'll be better. And so I went out and bought a Mercedes. And then I had a Mercedes and I drove around in my Mercedes and I felt good for about 20 minutes, maybe 20 days. It's a pretty nice Mercedes. But I realized really quickly that that wasn't what I needed in my life. What I needed in my life was the ability to control my time. And that's where I found Beachbody and where I started to apply the principles of suffering the pain of disciplines every day versus regret and disappointment. I realized that I had spent a great portion of my life living with the pain of regret and disappointment and accepting it and thinking, well, someday it'll get better. Someday I'll do this job for 20 years and then one day I'll flip a light switch and I'll just be retired and it'll be all good and I'll be able to enjoy my family. And I didn't even think about what was happening to me, which is that my children, who are now 12 and 10, were growing up without a dad. And that this is the time now. Not when they're 20, now is the time that they need me the most. So I got to work changing my life. And I did it with Beachbody, and I did it by following simple disciplines. I learned the basics first, then I went on and I mastered the more advanced concepts. Let's learn how to throw a baseball before we learn about the complexities of the game of baseball and the inner chess match that's going on. Learn the basics first. Suffer the disciplines. And I think you'll find that you'll have success. This really applies in any area of your life. Anything that you want to get better at, you really have two choices with it. You can sit down, be disciplined, and focus, or you can think about it tomorrow. So I just suggest that today, you really, really think about this. Think about what are the things that I could be doing today. If you get them done, think about how it makes you feel. If you don't get them done, reflect on it tomorrow. And I can guarantee you, that's the simple pain you're suffering. If you do it today, that's the pain of discipline. If you wait, that is the pain of regret and disappointment, because you're going to look back at yesterday and say, you know what I did? I wasted a day. And you don't get them back. They're gone. They're gone forever. Every moment you have an opportunity to be excellent. I suggest you take that opportunity. Buckle up and suffer the pains of discipline every single day, whether it's fitness or your job or being a parent or whatever it is. Make the small sacrifices today so you don't have to have regrets tomorrow. All right, guys, have a great day.